I've been thinking about happiness and wondering if that pursuit, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is making us unhappy. Because I think some of us think that it must be attainable and it must be a worthy pursuit because after all, it's in our Declaration of Independence. And it's talked about so much. When I speak to people and you speak to people, what do they say about their kids? I just want them to be happy. We say that we don't even say that over health or prosperity. We want our kids to be happy. Well, I get that, but I've kind of rethought that with great love for both of my kids. I want my kids to be something other than just happy. Why? Because I know some things about happiness, being a pretty happy person. And that is that happiness is fleeting. That happiness is a condition that changes like ocean currents in our lives, because after all, the last toe we stubbed, the last interaction we had, the last piece of mail we opened might actually inflict unhappiness on us. So you might say, yeah, but there's an overall arc of happiness in our lives. I'd say that's probably true. But my question to you is it working? Is it working? Are you actually, as the old Broadway musical was called, the most happy fella or woman? Well, maybe, but maybe it's because you pursued something other than happiness in your life. Maybe it's because you wake up to a different calling. Not, I want to make myself happy, but I want to do something else. Let me suggest what that something else or two somethings else might be. One is connection, and the other is commitment. What are your connections and what are your commitments? I'm not the originator of this idea. I'm just a thinker on it. And I'm asking you to think if that isn't a more worthy and attainable pursuit, to deepen your connections and to deepen your commitments. What is it that connects you to other people? And if you think about that for a moment, you realize it's a pretty easy thing to do something about now, because you're probably watching this on a device that allows you to connect with other people, whether it's through social media, through texting, through email, through encounters in chat rooms, whatever it is that allows you to engage with other people. What do we know about unhappiness? It tends to go along with disengagement, with isolation. So that's one thing. And I think you and I will find and can already prove to ourselves based on our life experience to date that it is our sense of connectedness that gives us the greatest sense of happiness. Now remember, the telephones as they're designed work in two directions. It's not just sitting and waiting and wondering, when will somebody reach out to me, therefore I feel disconnected and unhappy? But looking at that device and saying, it also has keys I can press to connect me to other people as well. Well, the other word I used was commitments, and I think that is powerful. What is it that you are committed to that you can be aware of today? What is it that you're committed to that is deep, that is challenging, that challenges you to grow, that places you in the lives of other people? What values, what people, what organizations, what truths, what engagements, what is it that you're committed to? Maybe make a list of those commitments. Ask yourself what they are. Ask yourself how much you derive from them and what it is. I think you'll find it's satisfaction, it's self-worth, it's a sense of your place in a community or in the world. It's the sense that you matter to other people, which we know is the core to being alive. We need water, we need food, and we need to matter to other people. And probably you'll realize that your connections and your commitments are your greatest pursuits, because ultimately, what do they give you as a byproduct? Not as the goal, something that we call happiness. I hope this is helpful to you.